Do you know why the gods and demon enemies since the beginning of time once came together as friends? Do you know what treasures and what deadly dangers were hidden deep inside the cosmic ocean? And do you know why Lord Vishnu, the preserver of the universe, appeared in the most enchanting form ever known, as Mohini? This is the story of Samudra Manthan, the great churning of the ocean. A story of struggle, of poison and nectar, of greed and wisdom, and of the balance that keeps the universe alive. Comment Jai Vishnu Bhagwan if you want to know the secrets of Samudra Manthan. Once, the devas were powerful, shining with divine energy. But one mistake changed everything. Sage Durvasa, known for his fierce temper, once offered a garland to Lord Indra, king of the heavens. Blinded by pride, Indra carelessly placed it on his elephant Airavata. The elephant threw it to the ground. Durvasa's anger shook the heavens. He cursed Indra and all the devas. Your strength will fade, your glory will vanish. And so it happened. The devas grew weak. Their radiance dimmed, and the throne of heaven slipped from Indra's hands. The Asuras, led by the mighty King Bali, grew stronger and stronger. They conquered the heavens, and the devas were left wandering, desperate and afraid. Defeated, they went to Lord Brahma. But even Brahma said, "Only Narayan, the preserver, can save you now." So the devas bowed before Lord Vishnu. With folded hands, they begged for mercy, and Lord Vishnu spoke with calm assurance. There is only one way. Churn the great ocean of milk. From its depths will rise countless treasures, and among them Amrit, the nectar of immortality. Drink it, and your strength will return. But there was one condition. The ocean cannot be churned by devas alone. You must join hands with your enemies. The Asuras, the devas, were stunned. Work together with those who had stolen their throne. Share the nectar with those who wanted them destroyed. Yet they had no choice. To regain their power, to restore balance, they had to agree. And so the stage was set for the impossible. Gods and demons, sworn enemies, preparing to churn the very ocean of creation together. The devas and asuras stood face to face. Their hatred burned, but the promise of Amrit was stronger. They agreed to a truce. Together, they searched for the tools to churn the great ocean of milk. First, they needed a churning rod. But what in the three worlds could be strong enough? Their eyes turned to Mandara mountain. Tall, unshakable, touching the heavens. This will be our rod, they decided. But the mountain was massive, heavier than worlds. No one could move it. The devas prayed, and Lord Vishnu sent his mount, Garuda. With wings that spanned the skies, Garuda lifted the mountain and carried it to the ocean. Next, they needed a rope. What could bind the mountain and churn the cosmic waters? From the depths of the universe came Vasuki, the king of serpents. His coils were long and mighty. He agreed to serve as the rope, but a quarrel broke out immediately. The Asuras demanded, "We will hold the serpent's head." The devas had no choice but to take the tail. They did not know. The choice would decide their fate. When the churning began, Vasuki's breath from his fiery mouth spread poisonous fumes among the Asuras. The devas, holding the tail, were spared. But even before the churning could start, a greater problem arose. As soon as Mandara was placed in the waters, the mountain began to sink. Its weight dragged it down, deeper and deeper, into the endless ocean. The devas and asuras panicked. Had the great effort failed even before it began? Once again, Lord Vishnu came to their rescue. He took the form of Kurma Avatar, the mighty tortoise. With a shell vast as a continent, he dove into the ocean and lifted Mandara on his back. Steady and unshakable, Kurma supported the mountain. The stage was ready. The cosmic churning was about to begin. But what would emerge first? Poison or nectar? The churning began. On one side, the asuras pulled with all their might. On the other, the devas strained with equal force. Mandara spun like a pillar between heaven and earth, and Vasuki's body stretched and tightened. The ocean foamed, the skies thundered, the waters trembled. From this great Samudra Manthan, the first gift appeared. But it was not a treasure, it was death itself. A dark, deadly poison rose from the depths, Halahala. Its fumes spread in every direction. Devas, asuras, even humans, beasts and birds cried out in pain. The universe itself seemed to be burning. No one could stop it. No one dared go near. All the gods ran to Lord Shiva. With infinite compassion, Mahadev stepped forward. He took the halahal in his hands and drank it whole. Parvati, the Divine Mother, pressed his throat gently to stop the poison from spreading. It stayed there, turning his neck blue. From that day, Shiva was known as Nilkant, the blue-throated one. The universe was saved, but the churning had only begun. Now, one by one, the treasures rose from the ocean. 14 Ratnas, each with its own divine purpose. First came Kamdanu, the sacred cow, giver of all prosperity. She was given to the sages to serve in yajnas. Then rose Airavata, the white elephant with 4 tusks, who became the mount of Indra. Uchchai Shravas, the celestial horse, gleamed like silver lightning. The Asuras claimed it. Next appeared Kalpavriksha, the wish-fulfilling tree, taken by the Devas. Then shone the Kaustubh Mani, the most radiant gem in existence. Lord Vishnu placed it on his chest, where it rests forever. From the waters rose Varuni, goddess of wine. She was taken by the Asuras who desired pleasure more than wisdom. Then came a divine glow. It was Mahalakshmi herself. The goddess of fortune rose from the ocean, seated on a lotus, radiating grace and beauty. Every eye turned towards her, but Lakshmi chose Vishnu, garlanding him as her eternal consort. The ocean still gave more. Chandra, the moon, rose and was placed on Shiva's head. Finally, a figure emerged holding a golden pot. It was Dhanvantari, the divine physician, carrying the vessel of Amrit, the nectar of immortality, the moment every being had been waiting for. But before the Devas could rejoice, the Asuras snatched the pot. The balance of the universe now hung by a thread. The Asuras had seized the pot of Amrit. Their laughter echoed across the heavens. The Devas were crushed. After all their effort, after all their suffering, had immortality slipped from their hands. The balance of the universe was in danger. If the Asuras drank the nectar, their power would know no limit. Dharma itself would fall. The Devas turned once again to Lord Vishnu. And Narayan, the preserver, devised a plan that no one could resist. He took the form of Mohini, the most enchanting being ever to walk the worlds, with beauty that shone brighter than the moon, with grace that silenced even the proudest. Mohini appeared before the Asuras. The demons were mesmerized. Their eyes widened, their hearts weakened. In her presence, their greed gave way to desire. Smiling gently, Mohini spoke. "O mighty Asuras, you have won the nectar, but such a treasure must be shared fairly. Let me divide it for you, so no one is cheated." Blinded by her charm, the Asuras agreed. They handed the Amrit to Mohini without a thought. And so the great trick began. Mohini made the Devas sit in one line, the Asuras in another. With divine swiftness, she served the nectar only to the Devas. The Asuras watched, enchanted, never realizing the deception. But one among them grew suspicious. Rahu, a cunning Asura, disguised himself as a Deva and slipped into their line. He tasted a drop of Amrit, but before it could pass his throat, Surya and Chandra recognized him. They shouted out his betrayal. In an instant, Vishnu, in his true form, struck Rahu with his Sudarshan Chakra. His head was severed from his body. Yet the drop of Amrit had made him immortal. His head became Rahu. His body became Ketu, forever chasing the sun and moon across the skies. The Devas, now blessed with Amrit, regained their strength. Their radiance returned. Their power soared. With fresh energy, they fought the Asuras once again, and victory was theirs. Order was restored. Dharma was safe. The universe breathed freely once more. And so the great Samudra Manthan came to an end. The Devas rose once more, their strength restored by the nectar of immortality. The Asuras were defeated. The heavens regained their light. But this story is not just about gods and demons. It carries a message for every one of us. The ocean is like the human mind. Deep, restless, filled with treasures and dangers. The poison is our anger, greed and jealousy. If left unchecked, it can destroy everything. But just as Mahadev drank the halahal, we too must learn to face our negativity with courage. And the nectar of Amrit, it is wisdom, devotion, and truth. It is the strength that helps us rise again, even after defeat. This is why the Samudra Manthan is remembered not only as a cosmic event, but as a lesson for life. Even today, its echoes remain. The jewels that emerged connect to festivals we celebrate, like Dantaras and Diwali, when wealth and light first rose from the ocean, and the moon from the Churning still shines on Shiva's forehead every night. The universe teaches us again and again. After every storm, treasures will rise. After every struggle, wisdom is found. This was the story of Samudra Manthan. If you want me to tell the story of what happened after, when Lord Vishnu as Mohini faced the Asura Bhasmasur, then type in the comments, Jai Vishnu Bhagwan.